Oh, wait. Can I just hide away? Let me hide away, away. Can I be honest? I hate this. I hate it. The waiting, the patience. It's not what you promised. So messy and chaotic with no choice but just to face it. Can I just hide away? Let me hide away. Can I just hide away? Let me hide away, away. Give it up for Connor, y'all. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That's the first single that's going to be coming off of my EP on September 1st. I'm so excited. It's been a long time since I've released music, and Connor's my producer and also my boo thing. So if you need a producer, I know one, and a great one. Um, And my debut EP in my room will be out October 1st. So I'm so excited. This next song is called 435. It will also be on the EP. This song is about leaving a life and leaving a house that I didn't think I would have to leave in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. Yeah, that's it. All my things fit inside this box. Pack it up, ship it out. Books and shoes and all my socks. Pack it up, ship it out. I don't know how to part ways when I see your face. And I don't know how to mend the shape of the hole you made. You take the chairs, it's only fair. They were your father's. Those tables there make the perfect pair. Give them to your sister. I thought I'd marry you, but we failed. I thought I'd marry you, but you bailed. That's okay. So I'll take my cat and I'll say goodbye to the red shutters. This house of ours was a dream come true, unlike any other. Now all my things go inside this box to another place. And all our dreams didn't get a shot, couldn't plead their case. Oh, what a waste. What a waste, waste, waste. Thank you. Not a waste. It took me a long time to realize that it's okay for life to change. And also, it's inevitable. But without my life changing, I wouldn't be here with you guys. So, and I wouldn't be here with him. And I wouldn't be here with Sacred Voices. Thank you so much for having us. I'm really grateful. This song is called Mango Tree. I'm a proud child of an immigrant parent, and I like to pick my grandma's brain whenever I can. My family's from Dominican Republic, and it was just, we had this conversation beneath my grandfather's prized mango tree, and I just was thinking about how this tree has seen so many different generations of women in my life grow into themselves. You know, my grandma, my mom, and myself. Yeah. Dominican mangoes. He wants me to make sure you know they're Dominican mangoes. I can hear my thoughts so clearly in this place. Get myself lost and disappear without a trace. We played hide and seek, danced in the summer sun. I know you had to leave, but our lives had just begun. Tu sonrisa me ilumina. bailando, jugando en el sol. Me da fe en esta vida, que nuestro amor es eterno. Meet me under the mango tree, escape the thunder and the heat. Colors orange, red and green. Meet me under the mango tree. Your sweaty palm in mine, it feels like a dream. The memory so divine, but time is a thief, stealing your face from my memory. Lloro por ti, lloro por ti. Meet me under the mango tree, escape the thunder and the heat. Colors orange, red and green. Meet me under the mango. Give me that dulce piragua. You know that I wanna run through these streets. Let them hear me scream for a longing of simple time. Memory that floods my mind. Take me back, yeah. Take me back. To the mango tree, to the mango tree, to the mango tree, to the mango tree. Thank you so much. I went through many big life changes before coming to Colorado. And a lot of it felt very hopeless. And this next song was kind of born out of that hopelessness, which is funny because it's a very hopeful song. And sometimes I feel very far away from it, and sometimes I feel very close to it, as I think we all do when it comes to hope, right? But I think that it serves as a reminder when you are feeling hopeless that you felt hope before and you'll feel it again. And this song's called Garden. It'll be my last one. Thank you so much for having me. This has been really beautiful. Thank you again, Sacred Voices. She got on the road to where nobody knows, but it's calling to her. Every day she grows a little more and lets go of a world so bitter. How can a flower grow in the mold you created? Now she knows the power she holds. She's not jaded. And I don't know when it started, but am no longer hardened. Now I tend to my light a candle, scent of orange fills the room. Grab a pen and paper. Troubles, trials, and tribulations fill the pages. Didn't know it'd save her. How can a flower grow in the mold you created? It can't. You have to repot yourself. Now she knows the power she holds. She's not jaded. No. And I don't know when it started, but I am no longer hardened. Now I tend to my garden. Now I tend to my garden. I'll tend to the sorrow and look towards tomorrow. The clouds have departed. I'm just getting started. I know it's not simple living in the middle of unsettling parts, and uncertainty's calling. It's calling to tell you it's all working for you. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know when it started, but I am no longer hardened. Now I tend to my garden. 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 Now I tend to my. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Arema, and this is Connor. Thank you, guys.
One more time for Arema. Hi everyone. You may be surprised to see me and not Saturday. We'll get into that. I did want to outro them really quick. I thought that made like a little more sense, so that way people would come in, like stroll in on a Friday evening, and they would already be playing. And this way everybody can know about them, that we're able to enjoy it. So just pulling up my notes, because I've never hosted this open mic. If you didn't know, my name is Mix J. I host the writing workshop, and I'm a board member with Sacred Voices. And yeah, I'm Saturday's go-to second, step in to the role person. And Saturday low-key is actually not even low-key. Like high-key is mine. Saturday hosted my open mic in February, which is that same cafe. I'll tell you more about that later. But before I move on to the other things happening. So that was our musical opener. I want to thank them for being here. I met them actually personally a couple weeks ago too, and I was happy to see you on the lineup. So Afro Latinx singer songwriter Arema doesn't just sing; she's a storyteller. Raised on a mix of Latin music, soul, R&B, jazz, and late night conversations. Her goal with performance is less about perfection and more about connection. Also, I should probably stand here, huh? I don't know. I was being very casual. Yeah. I have my own mic, so I'm like, look at all these useless things over here. Anyway, carrying the weight of experience, vulnerability, and healing. With 10 plus years of performance and songwriting experience, listeners often say her songs feel like a mirror reflecting their own stories. With every song, Arema invites you to slow down, feel deeply, and remember you're not alone. I'm already crying, and we just got started. Arema's debut EP, In My Room, which is a great name, if I may say so, is set to release in the fall. It, it's October 1st of this year. Yay, cool. Um, Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of you for being here right now. Now we'll get into. I have actually funny. I have never been here early enough to see how Saturday opens this, so we're gonna wing it. I have my own ways. I feel like we're similar hosts in some ways. Oh, good. Okay, yes. How dare you interrupt me? No, literally, that was your point was to not interrupt me. I get it. I'm like, focus. So you are at our second Friday Sacred Voices live. It is an open mic. We have a musical opener and then a poet feature. If you didn't know, those are both paid positions. So, which brings me to snaps for that. Snaps are paying artists. I have so much to say about that. Anyway, as a full-time artist, yeah. So because of that, I want to point out a couple of things. So we're going to talk a lot about QR codes, and in fact, I also have. Hold on one moment, please. I want to pass another sign-in sheet around because if you're not performing, you're not going to sign up on our open mic sign up list. So I want to pass this around if you would like to exchange, well, not exchange, but give us your name, phone number, email, social media, and stuff. We send out once a month newsletter, and then just tap in. And we have a lot going on. I'll tell you more about our other events in a moment. And then I have little flyers that I print out regularly with this open mic, the writing workshop, and the radio show that we need to do more promo and like putting that out there more because it was fun. It was fun to do. So yeah, I'm gonna pass this around. If you would like to sign up, please do. And I will talk a little bit more about the things that we need to talk about. So QR code, if you scan this over here or you go to our website or our Instagram, this is where you can become ideally monthly donor. $5. We're asking for $5. And if you didn't know, I wouldn't. I don't drink coffee and stuff. It's the price of a coffee nowadays in the 21st century, and that's rough. But it keeps us going. We really need the funding for our youth program specifically. So if you didn't know, Sacred Voices, we are an arts-based, youth-based education and nonprofit, and we offer these kind of all ages community events, but we're really geared towards youth. So in fact, we started a partnership with Olin Kavitsin. So every second week, is it the first week or the second week that it's every 2 weeks. And we started in July. And what it is sometimes it's at noon for a couple hours, and sometimes it's at 3. So if you check our website or our Instagram, you can find out which week is when. And 2 of our board members hold that down for the most part. Godwin is right over there. That's one of our facilitators. Don't look. And then we have Radiance as well. So what it is a young poets meetup. So we have that in order to create a space for youth to come together and write and hang out and prepare for our youth open mic, which will be at the same location, Olin Cafetzin. That's in Aurora on Colfax. Lovely space if you haven't been. And that'll be in September, the youth open mic. And we might be, are we talking about the developments with the I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check. I don't wanna. I don't wanna say anything that I shouldn't be saying. But we might have something exciting coming that is related to that. Ooh, Oz. Um, Also, Sacred Voices is part of the King Supers Community Rewards. So if you shop there, or think about shopping there for us anyway, this program makes fundraising easy by donating to local organizations based on the shopping you do every day. Once you link your card, your King Supers card or your debit credit card, to an organization, all you have to do is shop at King Supers and swipe your card, your shopper's card. So that's something that is happening in terms of easy kind of donations. But on our QR code, we have ways in which you can donate. We also have a Venmo. What's the other one? Cash App. And those are just sacred space voices. So if you just look us up on Venmo and Cash App, you want to throw us something every once in a while, that's sacred space voices. But truly, if you can do $5 a month, that will keep us afloat, honestly. And it's not that many people that we need to do that. So I really, yeah, we would really appreciate it if you could do that. You could scan this, or I believe we have some other little QR codes running around too that I'll go grab and hand them out to y'all. Other than that, the next thing to talk about on this is my writing workshop. So how ironic, I'm here. It is actually tomorrow this month. It's every third Saturday, 2 to 4 at Lighthouse Writers Workshop. It is on that little yellow flyer. It's the last one over there. And it's tomorrow because of how the month has worked. It's today's second Friday, tomorrow's third Saturday. Don't ask me how life works. I am only an expert in a few things, but yeah, it's interactive. It's also really challenging. So keep that in mind if you want to be pushed to create stuff that you possibly wouldn't do by yourself. Do come, and it's open. I like to be inclusive in many ways. And it is not just for poets. If you're a songwriter, if you are a comedian, free write, please come. You will have something to do there. And I mean, really, if you just want to hang out and watch other people do it too, it's a good time. I have snacks and stuff. So come through tomorrow, 2 to 4, Lighthouse Writers Workshop. And all our events at Sacred Voices are free. Are free. We're also very flexible when it comes with to schools because we offer poetry workshops and residencies in schools, and we want to be accessible. So donations are highly welcome, but please come if you can't. Either way, we'd rather have you at all of these events than not. We are also putting together a poetry zine to celebrate the individuals who make Sacred Voices live. This event happen in Colorado, and the zine will feature poets who have performed and shared what makes their voices sacred. So if you want to know more about that, come chat with us. Other than that, the sign up sheet is with Charlie over there if you are looking to perform at the open mic. I believe, yes, here it is. 5 to 7 minutes are the performance slots. We do want, is it Dom? Is that, yes, no, wait, no. Hold on 1 second. This is really important. They told me to announce it on the mic, and I think we have a different name written down. What's that? Okay, that's it. Not Dom, but Don. If Don will go back over there, please. We have to work to set up your music. Yes, or your whatever it is, backing track. Yes, thank you so much. It's gonna be a fun mic. Let's see. There are, yeah. So if the first 3 spots on our open mic list are reserved for people under 21, so if that is you, you can go first if you would like. And then, yeah, if that list is full, right on the back, we'll call you up if there's still time before the featured performer, which I will get into later. Let's see. I will try to signal to you when you're running out of time. If you go over, we will have to stop you. We have a hard out here. Like we cannot be here at 8:59. We like any we have to get out of here as soon as the featured featured poet is done. So please try to stay in the time frame of 5 to 7 minutes. You are allowed to say whatever you want. You also get the show is recorded. So there's the camera over there, which is not our main issue camera. People tend to stand in front of that one over there. So just keep that in mind, kind of crouch or whatever. Because if you've seen us on Instagram and other social media, you see the high quality of performance um, videos. And so we may be sharing some of them to social media. And the show is also edited and aired on public access TV. If you do not want to be featured, please let us know before you leave, or like do that and like make a note on the sign up sheet. We want to respect that. And yeah, other than that, I mean, I have my own mic like this. If we need to adjust these and you need help, let me know. Um, and I think that's about it. This is the first time I'm reading this little handy dandy script. I found out I was going to host this today. So, we make it work. Hopefully, I'm doing all right. I do. I do host. I host events. This is what I do full time. So I'm chilling. If y'all are chilling, I'm chilling. Um, but yeah, that is it for now. Let me get that sign up. Are we ready? Are we excited to get into this open mic? Yeah, I am too. Can I have the sign up sheet? Just this one. If that other sign up sheet, the one on the pink clipboard is okay, perfect, sweet. I'll pass that around as more people come through. Um, and yeah, let's see. Okay, do we? Let me. Dawn, are you ready? Okay, okay. Do you want to go after the first person? Okay, sounds good. We're gonna call up a veteran of this space. In fact, I've only ever seen you here, and I appreciate you coming back every month. It's really, it is not. I'm actually gonna get the specific details because Sarah Day always mentions how much everything costs, and it really puts things into perspective. Let's just say this space isn't cheap, and I appreciate people that come every month because that gives us a reason to pay out of our places to keep these kind of events going. So give it up for Alicia. Is it Alicia or Alicia? What? Alicia. Okay. Sorry, I'm multilingual, so I'm like the way it's written, right? Alicia J. Davis.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mix J. Hi, Sacred Voices. I'm really glad to be here. I've actually been on like a reluctant hiatus from Sacred Voices, but I do really love this room, the crowds that show up, folks in the back, what they do in the community, donate now, all that jazz. But yeah, I have a couple new poems. The first one I thought would be like really kind of appropriate for tonight for this like torrential like monsoon weather we're having tonight, which is like such a blessing in Denver right now. Um, and this poem is called How Paradise. How paradise is sustained by a deluge, a dripping enemy of wet, thundering relentless, sheet upon sheet, turning, tearing, tilling the mud. Each cold drop, the ghost to life's warmth, trebles, multiplies, endlessly a medicine the rose swallows with full cheek. The bark of tree limbs black the entire length paved with a weight that could slough a hillside. My grapefruit limbs shudder in memory against denim, knowing the pain of being that wet. I'm under the leaves, under an umbrella with enough. Dazzled by the arms of the living world around me, as if in the midst of a star. I'm amazed at everything we miss while we grip worry like a crutch. If we received what we asked for instead of what we need, if God didn't answer us so quietly that we curse his absence under the weight of the deluge, we would miss what the luscious petal of our life is good for. Thank you. Sorry, I brought like soft nature poems tonight. I didn't bring any of my like rowdy trans queer shit or anything like that. Even though I got plenty of that. But follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of that kind of stuff. All right. This other one is kind of like similar in tone. Um, and it's new and I really like. I think it's a really gorgeous piece. It's called Consider the Leaves. Isn't it delicate and interesting how I never once noticed that many spring leaves emerge from the tender, luminous buds like butterfly wings from a softened cocoon and spread out in their colors just as lavishly? Can you think of anything as gentle as a new leaf that will endure so many beatings before autumn releases it to the ground? Perhaps all new additions to the family of life are like this, paper thin and dangling, ill equipped as a newborn babe, effervescent as a breath of wind bundled in silk. Maybe everything we know about strength loses its meaning when we consider the leaf and how it grows, how the softest lives appear identical among the thousands, designed as they were to pour breath into the world while sheltering the least of all things under the lush canopy of butterfly wings. What is strong in this world is fervent, kind, tender as the budding elbow before a nascent leaf, short in its lifetime, abundant in ease, multiplied in its echoed whisperings, giving life to everything that breathes. Thank you.
Keep it going for Alicia.
Alicia.
Um, yes, I was told that I have to be the one to adjust the microphone and stuff. I totally have the hands for that. Juggling a lot here, but that's all right. I did want to mention that, because we have this something about you column here in the sign up sheet, and it would be rude not to mention what they wrote. So Alicia wrote poet, artist, and writer. So give it up for those categories of people. I may or may not be part of that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, up next, we're before I say a couple more things, I just want to get through a couple people on the list, since that's what you're here for ultimately. I'm hoping I say this correctly, but feel free to correct me if I am wrong. Which me being wrong is crazy, but whatever. Um, give it up for Shamar, 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 a therapist and author.
Let me just. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hi. I think I got
Oh,
it.
that is it.
Okay, hi. Yeah, so I am a therapist and author. Born and raised here in Denver, and I've been writing poetry since sixth grade. So I wish I had this when I was little, but here I am. I've been performing ever since high school, and I love to perform. I'm an author. I have some self-published books on Amazon, and I'm working on a fourth one. Hopefully, I'll get published by a big publisher soon. But some of the works I've been sharing has are part of that work. So last time I shared "See Me," which is my big feature on that poetry book, which was about how I started to see myself as a person, as a Black queer person, and how going into education, I saw a lot of things. So it's like that dual process of seeing yourself as well as the world seeing you. And then this time I'm performing a poem called Memory Formation, basically talking about how memories can interrupt how we see ourselves. Okay, so here we go. A memory forms in three ways: eyes, face, and a mouth. Eyes to form its own perspective independent of yours. A negative view in black or white. A depiction that never shows all the sides of who you are and only shows the sides that you hate about yourself. Eyes to disguise you from the truth. A face to judge you, an expression that you can't get out of your head. If only you can go into the past, you think, What did they say? Why did they say that? Why do they look at me like that? And a mouth to have a voice separately from your own, to say what it thinks, to criticize you in everything that you do, no matter what you do, no matter how small or little. That voice always tells you that you are not enough, that your mistakes speaks louder than your accomplishments, that you don't matter, all resulting in blame. And forms a body to move and act independently from you and act as it pleases, to tell your story not only mentally but physically as well. The same has been for me. My eyes sees nothing but mistakes, that I'm not a good person, despite many people saying that I am. And for people seeing me for who I am. My face sees the other faces of those who judge me in the mirrors and in my dreams. And my voice, despite using it for others, barely speaks out for myself. My body is a sad tale of hurt. I question so many aspects of my life. I question my actions, my purpose, my very being. I question why I stayed in certain situations. Was it just to justify it being part of my story? To prove that I'm strong? To prove that I'm valid as a person? Or maybe I'm just as weak and unable to have a backbone. If so, I'm just justifying what they say about me or people like me, that we're always victims. And maybe I am. I try not to be. And yet so much has happened to me. And I'm not sure as to why. When it does, the eyes forms, the face forms, then I hear the whispers, you are not good enough, you're stupid, nothing you do matters, no one cares. Then my body believes it, and I start to believe it. It took me a really long time to see how self-destructive I could be. I can help so many people, stand up for so many people who might be scared to use their voice. Yet when it comes to myself, I put myself down and treat myself like I never existed. And I never noticed until a good friend of mine said, "You are a good person, Shamar, truly, but you are a horrible person to yourself." And that hurt. It hurt so much. And I obtained the eyes to help me see how destructive I can be towards myself. Why am I so mean to myself? Why do I put the world's shoulders upon myself, expecting me to fix everything all alone? It's so unrealistic. I had to dig deep in what felt like it was cutting a knife inside myself to look at all the parts of myself and to examine why I hurt myself. And then I started doing the work that I'm doing with others that helped me form my own eyes to see all the parts of myself, but to highlight how realistically it is to help others and to solve all these problems that I want to solve, and how I positively impact others. I formed my own face to smile, not through the pain, but to keep encouraging myself to fight for what I believe in and for myself, and that I'm not alone. A voice to not only fight for others, but for myself, to tell myself I am not a victim. I am a survivor. I am surviving with it, not from it. And I am a body that that shows triumph and grace in every action, and to be kinder to myself in every action, no matter how big or small. Yes, a memory forms, especially after harmful experiences, but it's how you change your thoughts to not only let it form a body to not let it form a body into a body of self-destruction, for a for memories to be distant requiems for a brighter future. Thank you.
One more time for Shimar. Into about a couple of things. Give it up for, and I'm not going to mention what you wrote down on the sign up sheet because I know you'll tell us more about it. So give it up for Dominic. Oh, and let me do this.
I'm gonna take it off. So. Hey, cool. Thank you. I think this works. Hi, everybody. My name is Dominic Bernard Francois. Thank you for coming out. I have a few fresh reads. I'm trying to get away from reading off of the phone, but it was fresh in my mind. So let's see what we can do. All right, this first one's called Club Inhibitions. It's an edit to one I've done a long time ago when I first started coming here. Have you ever heard of people living in the prison of other people's opinions? What an inhibition that is. Well, this is more freeing, more releasing. Angels making love to demons and birthing you. This is the dance hall where we explore just to discover. One is defined by the dance in the light of their own shine, the light of the disabused mind. Freedom rings where cages used to clank, closed eyes, open hearts, in anticipation of the uninhibited trust fall, falling into one's inner darkness, allowing silent judgment to find. There's way bigger problems than mine. Reporting live from Club Inhibitions. Poem. Thank y'all. All right, and we have another one called Into This Way. In this way, she makes me feel like nobody else. It's okay. Her friends know I'm more than a help. Now one can give her arms, teach her fight moves, throw her ones, crisp and light blue. Nothing empowers like securing her. Confidence, essence, and curvature. Turning the butterflies in the belly of the beast to dragons, holding me, soul tied and captive. Yes, I want candle wax melting away the time, till the moon uses the clouds as cover. Yes, yes, I want you to keep making me feel like the other side of fear, feeling like it's always summer. Yes, I want to keep wanting you, and I hope I never get used to this. Just please, no more goodbyes that we really don't mean. I love you back. Poem. All right, and this last one's called Overwhelmingly. Ooh, cell phones. All right, let's see. Um, the ups and downs and the rocky road of hunting goals, or the pretty wife, steady check and humble home. That's life's mean elegance. Sits at my bar and tells me when. Morning birds harmonize as bumblebees pollinate sunflowers. Drowning in this element, I long for her sensuality. Now it's midday Michigan, and I can feel the dampness of the Great Lakes in the air, and I long for her individuality. This very night, I long for her ups and downs, for I chose that rocky road of hunting goals, actions that show how much I love this stage more than I love her. Didn't see it being this difficult. Didn't see me fiending you so thoroughly. That's life's mean eloquence, huh? Just plops down at my bar and tells me when. Poem. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dominic. Give it up one more time for Dominic. Yeah. Yeah, you want to tell them now? Yeah.
Can I tell them about the nonprofit? You can hang out if you want. Thank you for being awesome.
I'm a person of the room. Like how you doing?
Yeah,
How you
so
doing?
if this thing's still working. We're cool. We're perfect. Yeah, so I have a nonprofit in the works. It's official on paper. I'm just getting the financial side down. Yeah, I want to align myself with amazing people like you guys, Sacred Voices, and many more. It's called the Artifact Project, and it's to help artists, like most of us who are working a 9 to 5, kind of find more time to dedicate to their craft, enhancing and advancing their career. That's something I've done myself, and I'm looking to lift as I rise. So Instagram DOM_F.X. So Dom FX. Reach out to me and I'll reach back out to y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I am gonna be tapping in with you about that because I do art full time. So it's really great to see like those kind of efforts in the scene, in any scene, but especially the art scene. Um, I realized that once I start going through the list and stuff has been moved around, I might miss a couple of people and have to go back to them. So hopefully you're okay that I did that. We have a 15-year-old songwriter and aspiring artist, so connections there, yes. Um, and it's gonna be. I can already tell. I don't know when music's involved and stuff like live music or recorded. You're like, ooh, this is more of a performance. You know what I mean? So give it up for Dawn LaBelle.
Okay. Hello. My name is Dawn LaBelle, and I'm a 15-year-old aspiring pop artist. And I already have a debut album out. It's called Dandelion Dump. I wrote and produced all of it. Um, and yeah, I'm really happy to be here. So many talented people here. It's really cool. All right. So first of all, my the first song I'm gonna sing is called Flashbang, and basically I wrote it about my girlfriend and just how like time moves so quick. I've already been with her for 3 years, so that's crazy. And yeah, I hope you like it. My girl can't handle her alcohol. My girl was ripping cigars and balls. Hair curled only on occasion. The oceans in her eyes is all it takes for persuasion. My world was built from puzzle pieces, and from here on out it's been all cream and peaches. But I confess I can see behind the shoji. She made a friend checks it before she could know me. God, 3 years went by in a flash. I could have sworn our little fall fling wouldn't crash. The strings on the drawing board are still attached. Me when the time I will perform a final act. Didn't want to find out why the telephone rang. I'm dragging you down with me for our walk of shame. No more hitting up at 5, wanna go hang. Between you and me, our time together was a flash bang, flash bang, flash bang. We were victims in New York and now we're taking the names. Flash bang, take the color, take the text, both will still end the same. We're a cocktail mix of fun, done and run, and we gathered here today to add a hint of God knows how the seraphim made me. Got the best of all my planets, all I'm thinking about lately. They say there's more fish in the sea, but are the ones that's gonna catch. Not saying I could, but would come back for you again. For the hell of it and two for the toast. Raising glasses to the hopeless romance club. It's Russian roulette, picking what comes next. But I think you were my favorite baby, how could I forget? 3 years went by in a flash. I could have sworn our little fall wouldn't crash. The strings on the drawing board are still attached. Me, you, and the time on the final act. Didn't want to find out why the telephone rang. I'm dragging you down with me for our walk of shame. No more hitting up at 5, wanna go hang. Between you and me, our time together was a flash bang, flash bang, flash bang. FLASH, face of black when I'm standing stage. BANG. Neon white is all we could see, apparently. Wanna make you laugh like she did. Wanna make it last, not heated. For you, I could probably brawl a man. Walk through the arcade, we leave our first kiss through holograms. Don't wanna see the game over screen. I swear, some people must have dumpster dove for empathy. 3 years went by in a flash. I could've sworn I loved you for that, but now I only left you for that. Don't wanna know why the telephone rang. I'm dragging you down with me for our walk of shame. No more hitting up a vibe. Wanna go hang between you and me. Our time together was a flash bang, flash bang, flash bang. FLASH, face of black on the stage. BANG. Neon white is all we could see, apparently. And I don't know about you. For me, 3 years went by in a flash. I did not drink water. I need water, bro. Yeah, one more. That's okay.
We can figure out this mic a little bit better. The more you touch these, the more they just like start to unravel.
Here, can I help? Try to touch it. So it doesn't. There you go.
All right. Cool. All right. So my next song is called November Again. I honestly don't know what I wrote it about, but I think that's why I like it so much. It's because just it's what I was feeling in the moment, just what flows out of my pen, or I guess notes app. Yeah. One moment. Had to put my phone on airplane mode so notifications don't come through, and now the internet's being weird. There we go. All right. Eyeliner still fading away from the night before. Tried to hold you tighter, but now you're just a music box in my drawer. The Uber ride went by faster than a weekend mid-August. Welcome to Sunshine Hollow where no one cries cause no one's honest. Dreamers dreaming, hiders keep on hiding. The spice doesn't kick anymore, you kick me out the door like the pumpkins by Tidings. All my roommates left me one by one. There's no one worth inviting to my pity party on 4th Street where no one's dialing to. I've been here before, the unwrapped gifts are still untouched. I've been here before, a frame on the mantle of when we were us. When the dust settles in and the leaves grow back, I'll still be here waiting until I finish this painting and have a heart attack. But the deadline to sign up for the hayride's closed. Floodlights, bring me back to a time of home. Still us, still in love. Break a window if they slam your door. I've been here before. The country lights seem like the second coming of the good days. Nothing's right till my shot in the dark feels like where I should aim. Is it wrong that I still see Carolina through the candle smoke? I'm right where you left me, looking the beaters of childhood's hope. Your face is so vivid, but only during panic attacks. No matter how much I pivot, the years could be trying to stack. I can't just admit it, that I wish I could go back, buy a ticket, watch watch the sky fall. Kick back and relax. I've been here before. The unwrapped gifts are still untouched. I've been here before. Said I'd call her back soon, but it's been months. When it's the crack of dawn and I haven't gotten a blink of sleep, I'll still be outside, just running phone up for years to hitchhike a ride. But my motion keeps existing till it dips. Oceans between us two and a ship. Still us, still in love. Break a window if they slam your door. I've been here before, kicking rocks until they crack, watching sunsets from train tracks. Another day, another plane, but the world still seems so small. In fact, I am plastic, you are porcelain. You break before you hit the restore, but in the hole in my heart could be filled with a warm oven. I started with everything and ended up with nothing, and still scar on my left hip from when we were cross-dimension twins. My supply on tears is running thin. Ghosts driving carriages through the halls, echoes in the room where they used to have balls. Another phase from my memory erased before I knew it. It was fall. I ring your doorbell, no answer, but then farewell. I know I am to blame for this end, so I'll see you on the other side. If you'll give me another chance or 10, or at least till it's November again. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Dawn with those bangers, those backing tracks. Did you do all of that? You did all of that, right? Yeah, you
Yep.
said that at the beginning. Impressive. If only any of us could do that.
Well, thank you.
I'm just a music
Album,
poet. No.
Dandelion Dumps, out everywhere.
Cool.
Thank you.
We'll definitely be posting your performance at some point on the shows. Yeah. It's really incredible that something so personal like writing poetry can become so communal. Up on the mic, beautiful more than the metaphors. Home is not nuzzled under the snow covers. It's between the lines. The best part of hosting events is watching your loved ones walk in. Sometimes slightly bewildered because they know you're always on some shit. Sometimes calm, cool, and collected because they trust you. But the bestest part is completely new faces. Always shy, always open, always worth the time. This is the part that always gets me emotional. No, actually, that's the greatest, bestest part. People feeling like it was worth their time. The feelings I experienced override all the others I came with. Ooh. Loving, happy, satisfied, hopeful, peaceful, safe, relieved, inspired, curious, grateful, excited, confident, surprised. That is an untitled piece of mine, a new one that I wrote last month. I actually wrote it as at the writing workshop. So this is a good time to kind of couple reminders, couple new people came in. So I am not usually the host of this, just so new people know. My name is Mix J. I use they, them, their singular pronouns. I am filling in for Sarah Day. And Sarah Day fills in for me at my same cafe open mic as well, whenever necessary, whenever we can make that happen. I feel like we're kind of similarly, we're similar hosts in like, very, very positive, hopefully, and make it a safe space. So, and I want to thank everyone that signed up and has signed up for the sign up list for the open mic, because it takes a lot to come up here and to bare your soul and everything. And so thank you for that. And yeah, I want to point out once again the QR code over here that leads to our website and places to donate. If you ever have like extra, if you're just walking down the street and you happen to think of us at Sacred Voices, throw us something on Venmo or Cash App. It's Sacred Space Voices. If you just type in Sacred Voices, Would love to see some new monthly donors after today. $5 is good for us. Like if you can do $5 a month, that would be fabulous. This show specifically and my writing workshop wouldn't be possible without the support of our local community of poets, artists, musicians, and activists. So I want to shout out a couple of them that have contributed to our cause recently. We have Jesse Martinez, Christian. People, I don't know these people, so their last name, I know some of them actually. I'm going to say first names Jesse, Christian, Celine, Lacey, Christine, Michael Fortune, I have met that person, Melina, Alfredo, Emily, Holly, Kai, Hannah, Jeremiah, Nyla. I remember that person. Chris, David, and 2Q, who is here. Yes, thank you. And then our monthly donors, it's very ironic to read these out. Eder, that is me. Radiance, that is our board chair. Aston, that is our co-director. Alicia over here. Stacy, Stephen, Saraday's legal name, Victor, and Micah, who I got on the list last month, so that was great. Yes, thank you so much for all the donors and stuff. Most of what us board members do is volunteer, so the fact that we're donating monthly as well is a little ironic. So please help us out there. I'm just trying to keep Sacred Voices alive. We receive $170 in recurring monthly donations. This program, here's the information I wanted to get last time. This program costs us $665 a month to put on. Recurring donations only get us about 25% of the way to being fully funded. Sacred Voices Live will always be free to attend, but if you feel uplifted by this space and want to see it flourish for years to come, please consider supporting us with a one-time donation, or even better, like I said, the monthly recurring donations of how much? What? You don't have a mic, I can't hear you. Just kidding. Yes, $5. $5 would be wonderful. Thank you for being here. And let's keep going on the list before our feature. Let me see. I think I know who's up. Oh, yeah. I'm looking right at you. Yeah, I adore this person. It's funny to not see you write your stage name. Maybe there's something to that. But no, just flip flop. I'm like, if what I say is if I'm on a mic, aka doing poetry or drag, I'm McShay. If I'm off the mic and not, especially not in drag, then I'm Ada. But anyway, give it up for Eric Francis, who loves poets, apparently. Ew.
Perhaps. I don't know. It's finicky. I'm scared. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Oh, I just said I wasn't going to touch it. No more. Okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. Shout out to everyone who's performed so far. Y'all were amazing. And shout out to the people to perform. I want to do another shout out really quick, and I'm using it as a bookmark. Okay, here it is. I have a call for a poetry anthology. I'm looking for poems about Colorado because I couldn't find a poem, like I couldn't find a book, like a collection of poems about Colorado, and I was like, why is that? I want to see that. It's sort of in like, at the same time as the whole like semi-sesquicentennial, that fun word. But really, what I'm looking for is poetry could be about all the cool like nature and environmental stuff that's going on, or all the not so cool nature and environmental stuff going on, like drought, wildfire. We can talk about past, present, future, really whatever you got. I want to see it. So I have this little flyer. I have bigger flyers. I have flyers. Come talk to me. And yeah, I want to read your poems. Now I'll read some poems and hopefully I won't take too much time. I did want to talk about these two anthologies. So this that I'm holding in my right hand is the first iteration of the anthology that I'm going to be editing, the second iteration. So this just came out yesterday. It's like so new. they're like free, I'm pretty sure, and maybe just like hanging around the Anythink libraries. So you can get a copy if you like go to the Anythink libraries in Adams County. And I have some poems in here, so that's what I'm gonna read. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and read these two, but I also want to talk about this because it's a local anthology that you could also submit to. It's called Screaming at America. And so shout out to them. I believe they're Boulder based, but still local. And, you know, I think there's lots to scream about. And if you have things that you're screaming about, this is a place for that. Yeah. Yeah. So shout out to opportunities to get all of us like published and to have our poems in our hands that we can touch and share with our friends. Okay, so I'm like trying to like not take up too much time because I do want to read a little bit from each. Um and so this first poem is a poem that I wrote. As was talked about before, I go sometimes by a stage name of Phantom Poet, and it was inspired by reading the book Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, and I've had that for like, you know, like a decade plus at this point. I've just been living with this name. But I've also encountered this quote from Toni Morrison, and Toni Morrison says the title of Ralph Ellison's book was Invisible Man, and the question for me was invisible to whom? And that really like struck in a way I wasn't ready for, and it got me thinking about my own sort of name of Phantom Poet, Phantom to whom. And so that's this poem. Phantom to whom? Not to me. You laugh and ask again. Alone? Funny using that word when I'm right here. You see me as enough. Make of us radius, radiant in your gaze, in your reflection to be fully ourselves. And me. And you. We energy. You see the you in me and the me in you. Some wounds unhealed, yet and still a future that holds us, a threshold with and beyond pessimism and hope. Love, 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 you melody and I harmonize in our eyes, mere portals, unhaunting yet always in sight. Thank you. And then I want to read the second one I have in this collection. It's my niece's birthday today, conveniently, and this is a poem that I wrote with and about her. Imagination. Today, my niece and I read a book together. She wants to alternate words, and I agree. I say one word, she says another. The last time I saw her, she was sounding out syllables one by one. But now she reads words fully, accurately. I think of my mom, her grandma, reading to and with her. Every visit. Today, we easily finish the chapter and discuss the story, asking more questions. Can we watch a show? She asks. Sure, I reply. The screen opens up to rubble and wreckage, but my niece is occupied elsewhere. Let's play. Not so long ago, more USA funded bombs the size of children dropped over many children robbed of childhood. Who could imagine such atrocities? Someone. I quickly switch the channel. News, cartoons, propaganda, props. She arranges the items on the table. She says, it's called Imagination Land. The game is to drop a marble from a hand down into the bracelets on the table to combine them. The combinations are the imaginations, she explains. And I hear the word nation twice. The sound of drop. And I laugh in agreement, and I watch in awe, witnessing wonder. I observe the seasons of imagination, asking, okay, where is fall? She pauses, pensive. I think somebody stole fall, and I think one of them is guilty, she exclaims, pointing at the suspected criminals, her dolls. Where did this idea come from? Silly question. Silly American. I used fingerprint scan analysis, she says, holding her dolls. Let's put her over there in jail land to pay for her crimes. Fingerprints, but look who's touching the evidence, I playfully shout, and she giggles knowingly. I hide my concern, asking, how did we imagine a jail land? What if there were no jails? No suspects, no crime in imagination land. What if? What if? What if? Okay, she agrees thoughtfully, dropping another marble down to continue the game. Another created imagination. I feel helpless, but I also know shame is useless. What is there to be ashamed of? Reading, imagining, myself for changing channels and avoiding conversations? I'm not sure exactly what power I have against violence except imagining an otherwise. We have to meet each other where we are, if only in imagination. So today, my niece and I read, we reimagine, we abolish cages, we free each other. And then I want to read just one more. Hopefully it's not too long. It's just a little shorty. It's called American Comedy. I'm not gonna maniacally laugh, but like you can imagine like maniacal laughter like happening in the background of this poem. And it's there's this quote from an article I read in, I think it was the New Yorker, by an author named Lauren Michelle Jackson. And she said, America needed to laugh. Laughter was proof of coping, of winning. Laughter was American. So this is my poem, American Comedy Tragedy. Everything in the USA begins with explosive laughter. Settlers giggle upon collision, and America burns in corrosive laughter. We the people take laughing stock all the way to the bank, tickling touch hungry to make it out alive with emotive laughter. Dosed medicine, lessons to learn to live life numb, white, and toothy with Novocaine and gaseous laughter. Convulsive schadenfreude, until we cry, until we, even if it hurts, even if we die, cracking up, breaking into fits, side split in malicious laughter, livid political animals, chimps and hyenas all cackling too, in zoos, in rage, encaged, we, the cachinnation nation, join in contagious laughter. We can't seem to concentrate on the camps, and that's the gag. Only punchlines punch down in umbrageous laughter, state-sanctioned hysteria so hilarious if it wasn't us. We're uncanny performing politics, made to plunge into barrels of abounding laughter. We don't want to watch the world burn, but I guess it's just so funny. Sweet rapture, the last laugh in the final hour, our own resounding laughter. All right, thank you.
One more time for Eric Francis. Yeah. Listen, I have a poem about Denver that's ready. I could just hit send. Ugh, I know. You're the poets, especially that are published and stuff, and like self-published, and like always have new books and stuff. Could not be me, but I love them because I don't know. We all like intersect sometimes. We go to open mics. Sometimes we see each other at writing workshops and stuff, and we all intersect at some point. So it's cool to see any artist doing anything ever out there. So I did want to point out we are live streaming this. If you didn't know, our YouTube has we reached 100 subscribers, so that's pretty exciting. For what it is, like that's really good. So thank you to everyone from wherever you're watching. I don't know which cameras that you see me. You know what I'm trying to say. Thank you for logging in, I suppose. And then the other thing that the last thing that I haven't mentioned today is, did you know that we have merch? Some may say some shirts. Some may say they might be tie-dyed. We have shirts and hoodies, and we actually also have a zine that all the board members got into. We cannot sell you any of that here. So go to our website, go scan the QR code or sacred-voices.org/merch. And obviously every order that you make supports our youth programming. And yeah, these are tie-dyed by Radiance, our board chair, so it's like very, DIY and stuff. So I feel that I support this. So yeah, if you want one, let us know. And yeah, I want to send this other sign up sheet around one more time. It's for non-performers. Like if you want to, we have a once a month monthly email with information and yeah, just to stay connected because we have a lot of like community events that we do. If you wouldn't mind starting that, and then little flyers, grab them. They're for our all ages community events, which is this open mic and the writing workshop, Sacred Voices Write, which I host. So it will be tomorrow this month, and it's every third Saturday from 2 to 4 at Lighthouse Writers Workshop. Yeah, let's bring up. So we're gonna have to do a little bit less yapping on the mic in general, all of us. So if you can keep your performances to like 5 minutes and stuff, we are gonna go ahead and skip the board members that are here for now. Maybe we'll come back to you. And I believe I know who's up next because I met this person a few times. I want to thank you for coming to the writing workshop last month. So give it up for 2Q. You ready? Okay. You look a little.
Well, normally I would introduce myself as 2Q, but today I'm here as Isaac, which is my actual name. I have a book coming out soon. It is a science fiction book. I do not have an exact release date, but it should be out in the beginning or middle of November. And I finally got stuff set up to take pre-orders for it. So if you're interested, come see me. I'm not collecting any money from anybody today, but just an email to know if you're interested. Let's see. All right, I'll do this one. This is a sad one, so sorry. I miss things that surprise me, things I failed to notice in younger days. Youthful gaze tinting my vision in ways that did not let me see everything that grew between us. Love, hate, compassion, apathy. We evolved as we ran along the tracks, picking up every metal scrap we could find so we could flee to your mothers and happily make worlds with our treasures. Bits of rusted barbed wire, railroad spikes, fake plastic gems. With that boyhood fire, our world begins to take shape in our shared mind's eye. For me, it's all fun. This is managing to get by. You would rage and scream and hate at every small annoyance. The other kids, they would fear your wrath. It would explode forth with cracks and booms, but I never felt the need to stay out of your path. Nothing out of you really scared me. On my end, I was unimpressed. Your negativity out of me brought my disinterest. And when you saw my boredom at being so gruffly addressed, you would stop. And we would move on like nothing happened. I always forgave your states when you came back from your father's. I didn't know why, just that you'd come back so bothered by an itch deep down in your soul, where later I learned he was trying to break what was whole. You'd try your darndest to be a good son, coming back, darkness won. Half a hug from me, that'd be all done. Enough moping, we're gonna stick fight till there's only one. It was childhood. We had no need for apologies or explanations. I couldn't see the relief come onto your face until years too late. I realized grown, I was the only one giving you grace, instinctively wishing to take less off your plate, less to trouble you so deeply. When others made you run to them, I walked to you. Instead of how high to jump, I offered my seat. Then the day came. The day it all unraveled, the day my life stopped, or at the very least, pause. It was the day you didn't come home from your father's. The next time I saw you, you were made of granite, or maybe marble or limestone, some other rock I wasn't old enough to scientifically name. The inexpressible tapestry that was you was parsed down to a few insufficient etchings, but your faceless rage did not follow you into the earth, it stayed with me. What was I supposed to do, not get mad when the first I loved outside kin was killed by his dad? I got in trouble in class and I acted bad because, in a word, I was just really, really sad. And I wanted the whole world to know how sad I was. Don't get me wrong, I'm better now. It took me a really long time to realize that's not how he would ever want to be honored. Not the rage, because that wasn't really his, that was his father's. He wanted different things. Remembrance in small ways, not something guaranteed in the day to day. Instead, moments where I feel inspired to pray and hear a whisper of what you'll never say. So for school socials, prom, spring break, us boys talking about girls to take, or getting reamed for a dumb adolescent mistake, that's when I let my heart be filled with an ache. I open myself to grief. That's what I'm partaking in, seeing the wound that did more than graze my skin. From losing my non-phenotypic twin, I open my mouth and speak through space to him. And yeah, that was that one. Do I have time for one more? Or?
No.
Okay.
I appreciate you though. Yeah. Give it up one more time for Isaac. I want to remind all of y'all that this show is recorded. And even though it says to remind you at the end of the show, but what would that do? Let us know if you don't want to be recorded. And if you do want to have the recording on the QR code, the last little tab on there is Sacred Voices live footage request form. So go ahead and fill that out, and then you can get your request or your footage. Yeah. Up next, we have the last person on the front of the sheet. I know, I remember. You know, we bop around. We keep it fresh here. You don't know when you're gonna go. No, actually, at this open mic, you do know. You know those mics that do that? They're like, it doesn't matter where you put your name. I'm gonna do it randomly. It's a lot. It's a lot. So no. Up next, we have Celeste, who hopes to not cry during this poem. But so that means I might cry. So I'm not. Yeah, let's stay strong. Stay strong.
Hello, everybody. No, I actually feel pretty brave to weep on the mic if we get there. But I mean, well, it depends on how much time we have. I'm gonna work my way up to the crying part if I have time. So, but yeah, the first poem I'm gonna read is about it's an ode to all the birthing bodies, reproductive justice, to the wild nature of birth, death, and rebirth. I'm a birth worker by trade, and so listen to the worries of the heart space. Face them with soft eyes and a warrior spirit. It's a miracle the way your bones expand to accommodate new bones. Listen and focus. Ride the waves of pressure with your breath. Expand. This is working. Expand even more. Bare your teeth and grunt. The past you falls off the bones and dies. Bare your teeth and grunt. Howl, roar, growl your way to new life. Cleanse away the afterbirth in the river beneath the river. Cold pink water drips from your maw. Bear witness in the rippling reflection, your wildish becoming. That's it. Do I have time for another one? Or okay. Let's see here. This one's I just wrote this one about time. This was in a class. It's a conversation on time. That's all I wrote. Okay, so where does the time go? Do you take the bus or the train? And if that train teleports you through the cosmos like a spaceship, how much coal is needed to travel light years away and still maintain the illusion of life through the twinkling lights in the night? What does home look like in the pilfered moments that build the landscape of the past? What memories are held in the rooms carved of marble and admired like the art in the Louvre? Which memories sit in the hoardish dark den, nightmares playing on repeat on the RCA Rector TV? And where do you find the band-aids when you stub your toe on a box that holds a ravine of partly developed frontal lobe memorabilia gleaming with ignorant fun? What gets tucked away in drawers like cinnamon hard candy in the bottom of a church lady's purse, a sweet and expected surprise? What disappointments are stored in the repurposed cookie tin on the shelves in the basement, a bitter but expected surprise? On the humming fridge hangs a Polaroid, kin circled in fellowship over chicken and rice, cooked to perfection. The aromas of your motherland mixed with the sounds of drums and strings, mouths full of food and expression, warm lights reflecting off the sweat dampened foreheads, grief for the loved ones who should have been there there curls the corner of the photo. The memories that were never captured on camera can be found tangled in cobwebbed corners. One day you'll get to them. How do you prepare for guests? Are they invited or are you always a bit startled at the knock on the door and the eyes that pry between the curtains? Do you make them a tea from the forget-me-nots growing on the terrace? Or is their visit sojourn to make haste for the next ride home? How do you maintain a steady and unwavering presence for the guests who preemptively stay seated long after the last sip, their bodies moldering on the couch? What are the shipping costs when you take your visitors' weary bones and send them back home to their lovers and friends, like a care package on the front door of the barracks? Cookies and oh, cookies and biscuits resting behind the malocclusion, the homemade jam behind the rib cage, dried roses for tea tied to the left wrist, a glowing note in the pelvis that reads "No vacancy." And then, if I have time,
We do not.
Okay,
But thank you so much. Yeah. Give it up for Celeste. Yeah. Well, and then our opener did something different. I don't know. Feel free to grab the mic too and read it and stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, thank y'all for coming if you're leaving. Yay. I wanted to shout out the youths in the room. Round of applause for that. Listen, it takes a lot. You already know if you're a performer, especially it's like one of the first things y'all are probably doing with your artistic endeavors. So yeah, awesome stuff. I was told to actually send one of our board members up, so I'm excited. So you ready? Yeah. Wait, what? No, you. They're all like, no, you go. No, you go. Come on now. Yeah, give it up for Godwin. If you ready, are you ready? Yes. Stay ready. You know?
Appreciate you. This is good because I lied. I wasn't ready. I'm gonna read a poem that is not mine. It's been years since I've done this, and I'm gonna do it because I want to honor the lineage of my own poetry. And so this is one of my favorite poets, Omar Holman. Where the camera at? Omar Holman. Tag him. This is. I'll read another poem after this. This is Omar Holman's. This is 10 things I want to say to a black nerd. After Jennifer Paulu's 10 things I want to say to a black man. 1, it's so hard being a black nerd. 2, the books you love don't have many heroes or villains that look like you. It's not the color, but the content of the characters that keep you reading. 3, you thank God for Donald Glover and his songs as Childish Gambino. Listening to him is like having Nikola Tesla sitting shotgun in the DeLorean while doing donuts in a GameStop parking lot, top down as Tesla says, is that the new Afrofuturism mixtape? Homie, turn that shit up for Batman's superpower is generational wealth and stock options. That has nothing to do with the rest of the poem. I just felt it really needed to be said. 5, there is nothing more beautiful than a black nerd girl. Anytime you hear them rep their fandoms, you dance revolution round your heart. If she has natural hair and wants to converse about Converse, plus 10 damage points. Talks trash whenever she beats you in Mario Kart, plus 25 skill points. If she watches Craig of the Creek and writes her own fan fiction, there's no calculation for how sexy that is. 6, when you get the girl, you remember every detail, like how the paint on her nails chips into isolated islands. When you get the boy, you'll reminisce on how he made Oblivious look like the new abstinence. When you have each other, you'll recall the memory as an 8-bit adventure. Call it old school, call it classic. Whatever symbolizes that moment was an arcade high score you both achieved together. 7, your most hood moment on Game of Thrones was when they killed Ned Stark. Even as I mentioned it now, inside you're saying to yourself, they killed my brother Ned Stark! They killed my brother Ned! For nerds, Ned Stark's death is equivalent to when hip-hop heads lost Biggie Smalls, or when Friends went off the air for white people. 8, Your black friends say hand over your black card because you never watched The Wire. Your white friends think having watched The Wire, it's okay for them to say they're blacker than you are. Since nerd is the new black, so everybody want to be a nerd, but don't nobody want to be a nerd. 9, a nerd off is the closest you will ever come to battle rap. It occurs when someone corrects you on the topic obnoxiously. If you engage in this battle royale of facts, your retort should always sound something like this. Actually, Blade is the movie that kickstarted all these other superhero movies. And once you see that look of, oh, they about to murder me on their face, you highlighted them with a stare that says, you're gonna get this work, because I'm a gray skull graduate with a master's in the universe, and you ain't about this life, B10. It is so hard being a black nerd, slinging six-sided dice on the block, keeping it retro when you pop out the Nintendo 64 like it's 6'4" Impala, all black everything, because that's what you've always been. Everything from Chuck Taylors to lightsabers, from press start to game over. That is not my poem. That is Omar Holman. Shout out. And then I want to read something from that lineage. I've read it here before.
40?
I can do a shorty. I can change it up for
Yeah,
you. Going too long. Let me do an excerpt from another poem inspired by Omar Holman. To the vagabonds of fantasy. To the black boys of Middle Earth. In a world filled with orcs, elves, and hobbits, I hope your skin is only acclaimed because it's seemingly too magical for the world it has blessed. To the black girls of Narnia, in a world filled with nymphs, dwarves, and giants, I hope your hair is only praised as one of the finest spells of arcane black girl magic that the cosmos have had the pleasure of being enchanted by. And to the black people, in between and far out, in worlds where the stuff of myths and legends are real, I can only hope that your mere being is enough to enchant the denizens of your lands. But we know that incidental blot of ink on empty lined paper is us. That as long as that blot is on the margins or can be thrown away or otherwise hidden, then the dreams of the heroes can remain fantasy. To the vagabonds of fantasy, you've been told to get your heads out of the clouds. Your dreams don't fit in over here. I venture that they can't redline the skies. I believe that the heads in the clouds can build a home there. Thank you.
Woo, woo. Keep it going for Godwin. That's cool. I like when people read other people's stuff as well, so that's nice. Does it still sound on? Yes. Okay. Just checking. It's hard to tell. We're gonna have 2 more people, and if y'all can do one short one, that would be great. Because we still have a whole feature after this, and we have to get out of here by 8:45 ideally. Well, 9, but like we start packing up at 8:45. So yes, give it up for. Well, it's funny because I know you by multiple names. So Caitlin Marie, right? Okay, Caitlin Marie, everybody.
Hello. I'm gonna pull this off here. All right, guys. Can you hear me? All right, my name is Kayla Marie Poetry. I do have a book coming out later this year. You can follow me at Art by Ness on Instagram. So I didn't know what I was gonna do, and now I'm gonna do a short one because that's you gave me a prompt. I wrote this on the way here, kind of. It was raining. And then we have this anthology that might have to enter this, I guess. It's called Rain. Used to love the rain. Now I see its inconvenience. Also got me saying, we need this. Hating how it makes people drive slower, move slower, like we should. Stay inside, isolate. Maybe I started to like rain for different parts of it. Like I started loving different parts of myself. Rain is fun. Rain is free. Like I used to be. Rain is cleansing like I'm trying to see. It's next to godliness, they say. My people danced for this. I think as I wind my hips, did I help evoke this? It brings about movement. Lightning still scaring me. True shit. But thunder is what I remember most, and the wind. Not wanting fires, only the cleanse. Thank you.
Keep it going. Yeah, when you spend a lot of time somewhere where it rains every week, like twice a week at least, you start to have a complicated relationship with rain in Colorado. So yeah, thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. New shit. Up next, up last on our mic list is someone else that I know, and I'm so glad to see you here. Ishan! Give it up. Musician, chef, and artist.
I will hold it. Hi, everybody. My name is Ishan Askafri. I am not an active poet. Um, I've written little bits here and there over time, and this one has been resonating with me for a while now, and I wanted to share it with y'all. This is kind of short. All right, so it's called "The Day Is Any Day." Finally, finally, the day has come to find what you may have thought you've lost, forgotten, dismissed, doubted, or even feared. The day beauty has presented itself in infinite facets of infinite wisdom, of infinite questions towards infinite answers. You see, all these moments of expression comes from within. Not without, but within. It's okay. You can choose now, rejoice, and provide your inner being to soar, jump, skip, fly, like a beautiful swan experiencing the world it lives and tells it, but you're an ugly duckling. You can't fly. Statistics say XYZ, but I am. I am that XYZ. That and always and forevermore. So breathe, my love. Inhale your very possible matter that surrounds your being and the being surrounding you, all of you. Exhale the matter of polarity, duality, impossibility, and all of its wonderful conundrums and bullshit it has blessed us with. The opportunity to be. So be, my dear sweetheart. The day is any day, but today is the day. Thank y'all.
Ishan, everybody. Woo! Yeah. No, I was just saying, I was like, me in 2015, 2020, I wasn't writing anything. Which, for context, I've been writing since 2013. So it's like, took a break, I guess. We have reached the part of the open mic, the event today, where we have our featured poet. Who's excited? Yeah. And it's really a family affair tonight, y'all. Let me come over here really quick because I'm like finally looking at the cameras and I'm like, oh, this is where I should stand. Got it. Better late than never. But yeah, it's a family affair. There's a lot of board members here, which I will reiterate are volunteer positions. So QR code if you want to support us in running all of these events. We also have a lot more coming, a lot of collaborations and stuff for youth specifically. So please support us with $5 a month if you can, or anything you can do. Our featured poet today is Bree Hill, who is a dynamic and accomplished individual who brings a unique perspective and passion. Bree is a talented poet, storyteller, and educator with a wealth of experience in the arts and a solid commitment to community building. Bree will be stepping away from sacred voices to continue their passion for educating Denver's youth. Bree was our co-director. Our other directors in the room, hidden for the most part. We'll all be out and about in a second. With that, we invite you all to join Sacred Voices in this last send-off to celebrate the 7 years of service Bree has given our organization. Applause for that. 7 years, long time. I don't do most things that long. Did you bring your youth educators and community builders as we want this to be the hottest open mic of the year? Did you? Okay, good. I'm glad. It was pretty good. It's been a pretty good mic. Without further ado, give it up for Bree Hill.
about this tall. This is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna move this over. Not in front of the camera though. It's kind of crazy. Oh my God, hello friends. How are we doing? We're doing all right? Yeah. I was wearing my hoodie and then I was like, you know what? Old Navy. Listen, little peekaboo shirt. It's nice. It's cute. It's like $10 right now. If it's not $10, don't blame me, please. Okay. Yes, like Ader said, I am stepping away from Say Your Voices. I'm a full-time educator. I teach 9th grade high school. And I have 35 kids in every class. So it's really hard to run an organization. So with that ado, we have 8:45 for us to be kicked out of here. It is 8:20. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay. This is my first one. It's about my name. I really like it. Folks always tell me I got a white name for being so black. My name is Brianna, born from Alila, and Daryl is the grandchild of a Thomas and Dorothy. Yes, I said Dorothy. I asked my mama why she didn't name me something cooler, something more elegant. She replied, you would have been an Amy or a Daryl. I proceeded to say nothing more. My mama named me this with Anansi as a mentor. 8 words, 8 ways to join existence together. My sister's name is Brittany, Brittany. Yes, we are those type of black folks. The small H in my name is an act of rebellion, forcing those to spell it right every time. The small H makes sure you pronounce the at the end. My name is not Brianna. The small H is a dream I wish to have whenever I pass by name tags and keychains and patches at gas stations. Fiddle with the B section to see if they would acknowledge me. They never do. The small H is a facade over the phone. In an email, no one ever thinks a Brianna can be black, and no one ever wants to. Folks always tell me I got a white name for being so black. My name, fun fact, means high and noble in Celtic. White passing in Oreo in English, punishment of the highest degree when my mother adds Lene Hill at the end of it. Folks always tell me I got a white name for being so black. My name is my own. My name is as black as my history. It runs blood deep, breaks generational curses, acknowledges to the people that I am alive. Thank you so much. I don't know why I closed my phone like I was done. I was like, and done. This is a featured, I was like, this is a featured set. Yikes. It's really funny. I like walked in and people were like, oh my God, you're here. And I was like, yeah. I'm never here. I'll start to come here more because I think this year's 9th graders feel really good. They like are doing their homework. They're like doing their annotations. And I'm like, cool. Great. Keep doing that. But also this is like the 2nd day. So I'm like, I don't know. I hope so. I'm gonna do this one. This one is really fun. I really like reading it. It's about my best friend who's actually in the back. Mateo, hello, hi. You should do a poem. That'd be great. Wouldn't it be great for a feature? It is my feature. You can come up here and do a poem. We can just have an open mic. That would be the feature. Just kidding. Aston will kill me. It's called If the Stars Should Fall. And I think it's really sweet. 1. Newness. Like fresh skin oiled over with calendia, daylight comes from the room of our worlds, and ties grow tighter, yielding in content against the hot edges of the sun. 2. You were curious, grounded and glowing beneath earth and sky, flying golden boy. The entire world stopped and looked with envy and famished eyes. You were the blueprint for so many of my awakenings. Hand in hand, following after like jovial clouds. 3. Continuous. From message to message, emoji to emoji, friendship is bloomed. Plates of huevos and lavender, we become heaping piles of silver string. Always. Then laughing over nothingness and then everything. Newness again and always talking shit. 4. When night comes and turns our city into nostalgia, breathe and know if the stars should fall, they only fall into our hands. Glowing, just like you, just like us, warm and bright, like something of a morning sun. Thank you. Isn't this so cute? And then you read Mateo and I's text messages and it's like, whoa, these crazy. It's a wild time in there. I'm
like always like hiding poems too. I'm like, where is it? Let's do this one. It's called A Work in Progress, but I'm calling it Gentrification. It's really short too. Black people get displaced by Black Lives Matter signs here in Denver. Windows and porches forget familiar faces and turnkey lock. Instrumentals of Thelonious Monk linger like salt on a sidewalk. Streetlights still call for the cat to golden smiles. Their filaments still toss sparks at the fresh curls of Sunday. Now arriving 30th and Downing Station. You call it Tent City, I call it 5 Points. You call it Rhino, I call it Harlem of the West. You call it a new development neighborhood, I call it home. Home, not to be mistaken for what it was, but what it is, home. Thank you. So like that poem said, I'm from 5 Points. It's really great. I wish it was still 5 Points, but for some reason, people really like beer and weird art and brunch and like glass buildings. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Also, they keep cutting the RTD lines. Why? I want to be accessible. I want to not take my car. Well, so shout out to my car. She's really getting me through it. Though her engine light is still on. It's still on. Thank you so much for laughing at that. Thank you. Thank you. I used to think that I'm a comedian, but I'm not really funny. So I really appreciate y'all laughing at me because my students look at me and they're like, They listen. But then they go and they're like 6, 7, and I'm like, so you won't laugh at my joke? Okay, moving on. Thank you so much for laughing with me. I'm gonna do this one because I think it's very fitting of the world that we're in. I did this the last time we did something at the community market, and then a white woman said that she was sorry I had to write it, and then I got really upset about it. So I'm gonna do it again. Don't say that you're sorry I have to write this. Just a PSA. It's called The Sun Devouring of Hope. Another white boy has been pardoned. Him in his crocodile tears, crying like the Tin Man from The Wiz. Same day, different shades of bullshit. I can't help but think of Khalif Broder and how the only pardon he got was the sun and the moon passing over his head when he decided the only option to get to the end was to wrap a noose around his neck and let the system pull. I can't help but think how many Black bodies we have sacrificed for the sun. How hungry she gets after each sunrise. Melanated skin is what she devours. Each night we go missing. Like sundown towns making permanence in bones. I can't help but think how many Black bodies we have sacrificed for the sun. And how many times she has wanted to throw up. Turn life sentences into certificates. Stillbirth the loss of hope. We become walking wounds of a country that claims freedom. We let it take the Black faces we don't want to see anymore. And the white boys get to run to first, second, third base, and home. I wonder one day when we will get home. I can't help but think how many Black bodies we have sacrificed for the sun and how many times she has wanted to throw up, devouring all of hope. Thank you. We're gonna keep being sad, I think. Actually, no, we're gonna be happy. Let's go to church. If you don't know anything about me, fun fact, I grew up in the Baptist church. I was on the usher board. I was in the choir. I did a lot of Bible study. Am I religious now? No. Can I quote the Bible though? Yeah. I actually wrote this for my church. They like emailed me. They found my email and they're like, hey, can you come share a poem? And I was like, did my mom send you my email? Who sent you my email? And it was the first lady too, so I couldn't say no. I was like, okay, yes, ma'am. I also have a huge crush on her, huge crush. Gosh, anyway. I hope she's not watching this. Scriptures for when the joy feels impossible. That is what this poem is. 1, Proverbs 17-22. On days when the feeling is gone and nothing remains, sit and breathe. Let the air fill your lungs with song of jubilee. I have grown fond of reminding my skin that the elegy it makes when the sun sinks in like medicine, it blooms and blossoms, toiling like a spirit over blue bones. 2. Psalms 119 to 76. You are beyond even your understanding of what you are. Benevolent, Lord, and your unfailing love. You were and still are the source of your own comfort. The strength of commitment you, your mother, and your mother's mother made to keep you safe. 3. Psalms 30 to 5. For when the days are full of malice and thunder, and your eyes mimic the waters you wade, sleep under the moon with ease, knowing rejoice comes in the morning, like jazz horns and lady blues. 4. Galatians 5 to 22. I had to have help with Galatians. I was like, Galatians? And they were like, it's Galatians. And I was like, thank you, deacon. Reap the labor of hard-working sorrow within you. Fill the basket with abundance that has been promised, and the harvest will be bountiful. Let these scriptures be not false joys of time. Let them come true. Manifest and conjure up the root of it all and go forward. It is to go back and to reclaim and sit. Let them be your guide to the endless steps of life and bliss. Let it be it so. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Y'all are louder than my church. That's really cool. I was really upset. I was like, wow, I grew up here and this is all I get. Just a little. I said, this is New Hope for sure. Yeah. I'm going to talk about my time with Sacred Voices. I'm going to step away from the poems. I have enough time to do this. So I am leaving, but I've been here for 7 years. I started as a participant. I came here very skeptical. The Denver poetry scene was very odd when I was like kind of a teenager, kind of a young adult coming up. A lot of things were closing. And so I was like, ooh, I don't know. And Charlie was like, hey, I'm going downtown to this poetry mic. You want to come with? And I was like, no. Denver? No. And he was like, no, it's cool. It's fine. They're chill there. And I was like, okay, me and Charlie have been in it. We've been in the thick of it, which is just CU Boulder. And so I was like, sure, let me give it a shot. So I go down there and we were at Aston. What's the Calumet? I don't know the address anymore. You can't. 700 Calumet. And it was Denver Open Media. Thank you so much. I need Aston here for story time. Denver Open Media. And so we went and I sat down and I was watching people perform poetry. And I was like, this is really cool. This is nice, which is a very rare thing to say. Because during that time, the Denver poetry scene was weird. And I was like, this is fine. This is cool. And then for some reason, the feature dropped out. Yes? It was a great time. The feature dropped out. And so a lot of folks from Sacred Voices were scrambling. They were like, God, what do we do? Let's go ask the people. So they went into the audience and they were asking the people. And I think it was Hannah walked up to me and she was like, hey, you want a feature? And I was like, no, I don't. Not at all. Not in the slightest bit do I want to do that. And Charlie was like, thank you. Pretty much. And so I went up and I featured and it was great. And I got a lot of applause. And that felt really nice for me. I'm a baby poet of Denver. I've been growing up watching all the old heads. And so I was like, man, I feel really like good here. I feel safe here. And then I kept seeing Aston by himself. And I was like, man, does this guy have help? And I was like, I think I can be help. So I walk over to Aston and I'm like, hey, can I be a board member, facilitator? What do you need? And Aston was like, yes. And I was like, great, cool. And so I became a board member. So participant, feature, board member. Somehow, some way, I got looped into being the executive director alongside with you. I don't know if it was your fault or mine, Aston. Okay. It was my idea. Thank you so much. This is why I need Aston for story time. And so became co-executive directors. And I really do think, and I say this with my whole heart, Aston and I have been rocking the Denver youth poetry scene very hard with Sacred Voices. We've been going very hard in the paint. Not a lot of organizations can say that. Not a lot of organizations can say that they won a mayor's award for poetry, youth poetry in particular. And I say that and people are like, oh, I won a Denver award. I met the mayor. That's fine. That's cool. But like, did you do poetry with young people? Did you do a summer camp like right off the bat for like no random reason and had like 8 kids show up? No, that's us. Cool. Great. Moving on. And yeah, just over the years, I have seen this organization become something that I'm very proud of. We went from a very large space to a very small space to no space at all. And during the pandemic, we kept our open mics going, which is why people can still, watch the shows today because we make them accessible. It's also the reason why people like you all can show up here without getting charged. We don't charge anything. And this show costs a lot, and money is kind of scary right now. It's kind of like sharks in a water, and we're all battling for these grants. And so very proud of Sacred Voices. It's very bittersweet to be leaving, but that does not mean that I'm like echoing away like octopus arms. Like I'm still here. And so I hope that you all are still here too. I don't think that Sacred Voices can run without y'all showing up to our open mics, without y'all sharing our stuff, without y'all being facilitators with us. I think a lot about, I work at a high school, and my high school is kind of conjoined with other high schools. And they talk about Eric all the time. Eric was a facilitator with us. They send me emails constantly. They're like, when can Eric come? When can Eric come? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, you should email Eric. And they're like, no, I'm too scared. And I'm like, okay, you should go to the Anything library and like go see Eric. And they're like, no, I'm too scared. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with you then. And same with like Bianca, same with like so many people. They reach out to me and they're like, what are you all doing? And it's really great to see it. And it's coming from young people. I work with young people 24/7. And the fact that young people are emailing me from different schools about Eric, about my friend who's like, oh my God, that was really great. That was really awesome. Even the teacher is like, can Eric do things? And I was like, do you not have Eric's email? Like, why are we? I'm thrilled that you're talking to me about Eric. I want to talk about Eric, but do you have my email? And so thank y'all realistically for keeping Sacred Voices alive. And this is also a threat. We need to keep Sacred Voices alive. I'm like threatening all of y'all besides right here. I can't threaten my family. So can't. Y'all three, you're safe. But everybody else besides Aston too. I think it's very scary what's happening in Denver in particular, especially with a lot of organizations that have disappeared over the years. And I think young people really need us right now. They're really great shit talkers. And I think what's a best container than poetry? And so that's, yeah. I'm going to do a couple more poems. I'm going to stop yapping about this organization because I feel my eyes getting watery and I refuse to cry because I'm a thug. Yeah. I said this to my spouse and they like flinched at me and I was like, ah! I was like, oh, I'm not a thug. I'm a baby. Okay. I don't know which one to do now. I must be a reflection of my ancestors' desires, oyster knife, doors, and I don't know. Yes and yes. Less than 10 minutes. Holy. No encore. We have to be out at 8:45. Let's do this one. I really like this. If you haven't read anything about June Jordan, please read June Jordan. Read June Jordan when you need somebody to like yell at you, but also like hold you at the same time. That's like June for me. She's like, ugh, but also like you need to write poems. She like puts me in a headlock. She wrote, I must become a menace to my enemies. I wrote after, I must become a reflection of my ancestors' desires. And I really like this poem because I wrote this poem with other poets in the room, and that felt really nice. If you're a poet, like just like be in rooms with like other poets, because then the poems are like, ooh, poem, and it's like, wow. And then you sit down, you go home, it's like, do something, do something, and then none of the poems, right? Yeah. I will no longer wait patiently behind white sanitized walls, nor walk with my hands tied behind my back. I must manifest, transmute, prayer said at my altar, a mirror, a portal of lips and limbs who has something to say. You'll know I'm coming when my footsteps sound like organ keys, playing holy hallelujah to hide this bat beneath my fist. My ancestors have been feeling angry lately, and I must reflect. To those who kill children, to those who spoil the land, I plan to give you a reason for your fears. For too long, I've ignored the messages, thought less of my power when I hear the deportation rates, the death toll in Gaza, the erasure of Sudan and Tigray, the internal and external genocide. How long will you wait before finding the dam? Before I teach my young to retaliate, blooming bloody on a brimming Sunday morning, spread wide like bluebells and basketballs, I hope you are listening. I must become a reflection of my ancestors' desires, and you must so too. And if I ever let you slide, know I got golden shea butter boys ready to jump in your ribs, perfect pretty black girls with pink plastic nails for your eyes, and salty, studious, steadfast uncles, and unamused, unapologetic, unbeatable grandmas sitting on the porches and the patios. I am a reflection of my ancestors' desires. Thank you. That's it. That's my
Keep
time.
it going for Bree Hill. Our ex. No, just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. That's dramatic. I mean, yeah, but all right. We got him. We got him. Thank you all so much for being here for the musical opener, for our open mic, and for our featured poet. Who's coming back next month? Okay, I'll hold you to it. I have been your stand-in substitute host for today. My name is Mick Shea. I use they, them, their singular pronouns. And I am your host for Sacred Voices Write. Because speaking of writing poems and groups and such, come do that tomorrow, 2 to 4 at Lighthouse Writers Workshop. And every third Saturday, it's always very different themes, and it's interactive and it's challenging and group work and stuff like that. So, and it's like I cry every time, so it's a great time. So yeah, other than that, please scan the QR code for not only to donate but to connect with us on social media, Instagram, TikTok. I've never had the second one, Facebook. I did I have had, but yeah, we post stuff on there. We have Eventbrite and Meetup and all that stuff, so you'll find us if you look for us. Other than that, we have a couple of community partnership events as well with Olin Kafetsin, a youth poetry meetup. Find more information online for that. And we are putting together a poetry zine to celebrate everyone that wants to be part of it from Sacred Voices Live. That will also be on the QR code. And just making sure I'm telling y'all the things to leave you with. We have merch. Find that on our website. And thank you to everybody that especially donates monthly. Quite literally, as Bree said, and as I've been saying, and all the board members will tell you, it keeps us going. And yeah, shout out to like the majority of the board being here today. It's a real family over here. So I've been part of it for a year this past May. So yeah, we chat every day pretty much. Other than that, if you were recording and you wish to not have that be out and about, contact us. But if you do want the recording, again, on the QR code. Yeah, thank you all so much. Lights on and everything. Charlie, you if people could help stack the chairs, I see there's 2 types of chairs, so we'll do that over here in the right in this corner. Oh, that corner. Okay, stack the chairs and we'll find out which corner for sure. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Stay in touch.